If the colors in a photograph don't look quite right to you, it could be something as simple as a lack of color saturation that can make a photo look a little dull or washed out. In that case, try adding an extra pop of color saturation in just the right places, as we'll do in this tutorial. To take this photo from this to this. When you want to intensify colors in a photo that features a person like this, it's a good idea to try a vibrance adjustment first, because a vibrance adjustment protects colors found in skin tones from getting too saturated. To add a vibrance adjustment, go to the bottom of the Layers panel and click this black and white circle icon and choose Vibrance. That adds a vibrance adjustment layer above the selected layer, and whatever adjustment you make on this vibrance layer will affect all the layers below. That also popped out the Properties panel. In the Properties panel, if you increase saturation, notice how quickly the model's face gets oversaturated. So I'm going to put that back to 0, and let's try moving the Vibrance slider to the right instead. I can drag Vibrance way over, increasing the intensity of the blue in the scarf and some of the other accent colors without overdoing the saturation in the model's face. If you like that result, then you're done. But what if you want to target certain colors in the photo to make just those colors more saturated? For that, you'll add a different kind of adjustment layer, a hue saturation adjustment layer. So I'm going to go over to the Layers panel and click the eye icon on the Vibrance layer to turn that layer off for the time being, and then go down to the bottom of the Layers panel, click the black and white circle icon, and choose a hue saturation adjustment. That creates a new adjustment layer in the Layers panel, and it opens the hue saturation controls in the Properties panel. There's a saturation slider here, and dragging that to the right is going to make the skin tones oversaturated. So let's do this another way. I'm going to select this tool called the Targeted Adjustment tool, and I'll move into the image and I'm going to click on the green veil. And notice that that changed this menu to greens. What this means is that when I drag the saturation slider to the right, only the greens in the photo will get the additional saturation. The changes we just made affect the greens wherever they appear in the photo. But what if you wanted to get even more precise about where you're saturating colors? In that case, you can make use of the layer mask that comes with every adjustment layer. To practice that, let's go down to the bottom of the Layers panel again, click that black and white icon, and choose Hue Saturation. And here, there's a new Hue Saturation layer. With that new Hue Saturation layer selected, I'll go to the Properties panel, and this time I'm going to choose to saturate the yellows. And I'll drag the saturation slider over to the right. I like the way that looks on the bracelets and on the scarf, but not so much on the model's skin. So let's hide the adjustment from the entire photo and then paint it in just where we want it. I'll make sure that I have black as the foreground color down here at the bottom of the toolbar, and then to fill that layer mask with the foreground color, I'll press Option plus Delete on the Mac or Alt plus Backspace on Windows. Now there is no yellow adjustment showing anywhere on the photo. Let's switch the foreground color to white by clicking this double-pointed arrow or just pressing X on the keyboard. Select the Brush tool and move into the image and paint with white wherever you want to bring back that yellow saturation. Here and here, maybe here. I'm going to go ahead and do that in a few different places, and then, by the magic of movies, I'll skip ahead to show you my final. Adding just those little pops of saturation to specific colors has taken this photo to here from back here where we started, giving it a few pops of color that really bring it to life.